Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's just check what Kabam says about the Spider-Woman situation. Oh wait. He's doing nothing. Look, even the mouth. Shut. Alright, let's go. Alright. Alright. Oh, that's right. Weekly web store, Chris. Open that. Wish it was the new one. But no. Oops. Ah. Then. Well, hello there, Sith Supreme. And yes, it's arena time. It is a time for a wee bit of arena. Whilst I still have Recall Masteries on, especially while I still have Recalls on. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Alright. Gonna quickly... I can do that later in the background, I guess. And... look at that. We can get some more. We can get some more. Right, that's fine. That is fine. That is fine. 7-star rank 2s. Stop. Oh shit. I'm wondering who else I should rank up for the next meta. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying them. I mean, I don't mind doing them at all either. I just wish more people would watch it because, you know, they're not as popular as battleground streams and stuff. But let's beat them up regardless, because I need the units. I mean, I can imagine Kindred's actually very, very good. I just pulled my Kindred. He's rank 1 unawakened, unfortunately. If I had a rank 3 Kindred decent sig, I would possibly rank 4 him as well. I took Solvark up to rank 4. I mean, I took my Solvark to rank 3 for the meta. I'm wearing Solvark for myself. An eyeball. Oh, you have a rank 4 Kindred. Jeez, how many rank 4s can you do, buddy? Has been. I mean, yeah, rank 4 Kindred does make sense. Not the, you know, the fastest or best time, but it's definitely doable. Come on then. go. Irene is so much better with the recall masters. We. So fast. From Lilian, huh? Yeah, but you just did like 5. Oh, you spent all your radiance. I mean, in that case, I could do one more. Storm is another one of those almost good champions, isn't she? Okay. He's already here? But of course he is. Subsidiary. He was waiting specially for you. He has taken to the heart the fact that you said that Sith should be demodded for his opinion on Spider-Woman nerf. He's out for blood. Anybody follow the recent Tylenol saga in States? Where Trump said that pregnant ladies shouldn't be taking Tylenol because it could cause autism. And he didn't pull it out of his ass. Like, makers of Tylenol have said that pregnant women shouldn't eat Tylenol. But because Trump said that...
Shut up and take my money!
Pregnant ladies shouldn't eat Tylenol. There was a whole bunch of pregnant ladies that started eating Tylenol like crazy. Sith to go like cheese. James out for blood. Okay. That was quick and easy. Who will you want added to the... who will you want added to the matchup spreadsheet? Take it, small man. But there you go. You caught that, did you know? Yeah, I did catch that. It was funny as fuck. Trump could literally solve, you know, obesity by just telling, you know, people that they should eat more. The banjo. You're lucky here. Yes, you did. A wee bit. Next will be Black Cat for number 30. Black Cat is cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Hello from Istanbul. Well, hello there. I will be flying to Antalya on 8th of October. So very, very soon. I'll be in Turkey as well. King Arthur. Diablo for the matchup spreadsheet. That's fair enough. That's a decent request, actually. Surprisingly decent. Is one in Antalya? Well, there you go. I'm gonna be right next to Antalya, but we're definitely also gonna head into the Antalya for a bit. For a few days at least. Enjoy. Beautiful city. Well, thank you. I hope it is. I mean, that's the idea why we're headed there. But radio silence from Kabam? No way! But yeah, no. It's not great, is it? It's not great. Now, the longer they keep quiet, they're probably hoping this is gonna blow over. But I don't think this is one of those things that will. Look at that, another ensnare champion. It's going to be silent again when Dark Phoenix Rebalance info is released. But I don't understand why people are so obsessed with Dark Phoenix Rebalance. Dark Phoenix is obviously, clearly, evidently a perfectly balanced champion. Because I think people don't understand the keyword there as intended. Like, if somebody in Kabam is a sadistic fuck and they intend you to suffer, like with Serpent, they're gonna say it's perfectly balanced and Serpent's working as intended. And if a champion does, you know, too well against their favorite defenders, and if we collectively as a community are not suffering enough from something, then obviously the champion's unbalanced and should be nerfed. Like, quite obvious how to see these things. If we as a community like to use the champion's unbalanced. If we as a community hate to get wrecked by a specific champion, the champion's balanced. Yeah, if anything, if you ask me, I think they should give Phoenix Fate Seal, buff immunity, immunity to Fate Seal, immunity to buff immunity, and remove that whole, you know, poison mechanic, poison disadvantage mechanic. Or just better yet, make Nico poison immune. Yeah, and the death immunity should be immune to ability accuracy reduction. You know what? Fuck it. Just make the entire champion immune to ability accuracy reduction. So you can also do dominoes now and stuff. That's exactly it. I don't think Dark Phoenix is pay to win enough. Dark Phoenix should give you more of an advantage. Yeah, warrior falling into the center of is just beating the head. I'm not saying that. Intentionally over the top. No, like from where I stand, I do have a fair bit of resentment and grudge with Kabam. Specifically because I personally believe the game could have been much bigger and much better than it currently is. And I do think that Kabam's incompetence has been by far the biggest chokehold on the game. I hold Kabam responsible for why many of my friends have left the game due to their moronic decisions. And perhaps more important than that, I genuinely think many of the people working there have effectively sold their souls and are openly lying to people. Like the last post itself, it's just gaslighting. There is no good moral argument for that post because it's full of shit. It's gaslighting and it's flat out lying. It's like, if you ask me to be like okay or fine with that, then just regardless of anything else on a pure human basic level, I will not want to tolerate that. It's like, I just find it immoral what they're doing. And that's not to say I don't have any faults and I'm, you know, perfect human being and stuff like that, but, you know, those are some of those things that I do find issue with. And at the very least, I can promise you, I am not just playing it up for like views or something like that. Not I think like Wega isn't some sort of hate algorithm. If anything, I do think Wega is. Well, I'm not gonna get involved in that too much, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, rather than talking to me about, I don't know, what are you trying to tell me, that I am playing up my issues with Kabam? You can try and engage me on the merits, like what is that I said about Kabam that you disagree with, for instance, and we can, you know, discuss it on each individual level. No? Because here's the thing, I gladly make a video praising Kabam. I want to make more of those videos. I really do. You know, instead of making 3 videos about Spider-Woman Nerf, I would much rather make 3 videos about Isophine buff and how great is Isophine and how much I love Isophine now that Kabam has buffed her. But they don't, and they didn't. You know what I'm talking about? Or like how amazing, you know, the latest piece of content is, but you know, many of, like, most of them aren't. Probably the next video that I'm gonna make is just gonna be like, again, objective video about like whether you're having more or less fun with, like, compared from a year ago. Because I'm certainly having less and less fun playing the game. And welcome back, Sith, by the way. I did see you back. Up No Face and everybody else, by the way. Because, like, trust me, I don't know, like, I am much rather happy with what Kabam's doing. I would, again, I am much rather, like, saying, like, okay, so, you know, this arena change is amazing, but there are no arena changes, and we know if there will be arena change, it is going to be bad for the players. Because Kabam has said it themselves. You know what I mean? I would gladly make a video about how amazing, yeah, these, I don't know, buffs are for Patriot or something. But they're really, really not. Let's not spend it, let's go far behind you fall if you don't pay. Yeah, I get you. And yeah, and the filth and the lies is another big thing. It really is bothering me. The way Kabam handles things, I think, is just about the most unethical and filthy and dishonest way possible. Be that top 30 prestige, where they talked about top 30 prestige for like 3-4 months in connection to the event quest. And then all of a sudden it also affects Alliance quest. And it's big deal and it's basically game wide and it changed everything. Because it's one thing if that prestige only affects some side quest rewards, which are like, fine. Much bigger deal if it affects Alliance recruitment, Alliance quests, you know, raids and all the rewards from that. Completely different. And they just never mentioned it on purpose. There was no reason not to mention it. You know, because it wasn't the last moment decision. And kind of carry on from there. So that was top 30 prestige, right? Elder difficulty. They did like, what, 4 months of testing? And they took the worst format and they insanely inflated the difficulty level and attack and health values. To a point where like Elder difficulty attack is like twice the 9.3 attack. Like why? Like where was this discussed? Like what is the 4 months of testing for then? And the energy economy. They made Alliance Super Event, which I'm half sure now. Well, I am thinking that they made the entire reason to make the Alliance for Super Event was to take away those energy refills quietly. And when they got called out on it, when the change went live, they just said, oh, you're not gonna need those refills because you don't autoplay the lower difficulties. So, no less refills in the game economy. Kind of made sense. And when they said it, it kind of even made sense. Except, it turns out that they had left us with 1 guaranteed refill a month, which was from the calendar. Number 2 is that they expect us to do the daily quests every day, which takes a lot of energy. But it doesn't feel amateurish, it feels disingenuous. And again, the energy refills, so they never mentioned it initially that they're going to be taking them away. They never mentioned the idea that they want us to pay for an energy refill, stuff like that. They just did it quietly, hoping we're not going to notice. Gave us a bullshit excuse, which turned out to be, you know, completely wrong to begin with. And then on the backlash, they, you know, eventually, when community, you know, freaked out, then they gave them, you know, gave us more energy refills. Why do that all in first? Spider-Woman thing as well. They advertised Spider-Woman with Ensnare. They showed Bullseye matchup in the deep dive. In the post, they said they have no issue with her offensively. All of it's just wrong. Those 4 months of testing how to make more money. Well, again, I do genuinely believe that this whole Elder difficulty is costing them a ton of money, because there are a ton of people who left the game because of it. Because regardless of even this adjusted Elder difficulty, it's just not a good piece of content. It's like, I did that Elder difficulty again, right? And yeah, it was easier. I'm not gonna dispute that. But is it the type of content I want to do again every month? Absolutely not. It's the type of content I might tolerate for the rewards, but at that point we're losing the entire point of this being a game to have fun. Because, you know, if most of the content we have to play sucks, then the game sucks. And that is like one of the biggest problems right now, I think. again, genuinely, I think within the last year, just about every change and every decision that Kabam's making, for me personally, is making the game less fun. Yeah, exactly. It was just long and boring. I was genuinely falling asleep. Like, after I did just about every stream in Elder difficulty, I felt like taking a nap, and after some of those streams, I did take a nap. Because I was just bored out of my ass. And part of the reason why I was so bored is because Kabam has not bothered to update the nodes in like half a decade. Every single fight that I did in the Elder difficulty, I have done half a dozen times already. Like, I genuinely have. Like, on all of those same nodes. Yeah, the health pulse might be different and all that stuff, but... coffee. Stop PB. Does Quicksilver need dupe? Quicksilver is usable and dupe. And yeah, like, a very telling thing where we're at with Kabam is definitely the idea that arenas haven't been updated for God knows how many years, and they're so outdated that they don't even offer 7-star versions of champions who have existed in the game for a very, very long time. But most of the people that know Kabam don't want the arenas updated, because we know for a fact that if Kabam does update the arenas, it's gonna be worse for us. Something aside from the whole use tech champions armor boss, because there isn't even enough tech champions as boss in the game to do the quest. Exactly. Yeah, so yeah, again, I really do want Kabam to do well. I genuinely do. Fuck, I think it's quite obvious. If Kabam does well with the game, it is easier for me to make videos. It is easier for me to get views. It is easier for me to get more money. You know, my own finances are tied to how well or poorly Kabam does, which is why, you know, I feel so passionate about it, because I want MCOC to be the best it can be. But it genuinely feels like Kabam does not kind of get their players. They don't kind of... I think they have so much shit up their own ass, and they think they're so good that they don't understand the basic concept that this is game and it's meant to be fun, and we want to enjoy it, and we like strong champions, right? We like to nuke things, we like to have some wild interactions, we like to have fun. That does not include, you know, having to do X amount of quests every single day without, you know, being allowed to miss any. That does not include, you know, 6-hour Elder difficulty clears that are boring as fuck. Oh. And again, like, there's also a difference. For instance, I don't want hard content. I love hard content. You know, I want as much Everest content and, you know, the ordeals and Grandmaster Gauntlets and all that type of stuff. I love that. And I also like, you know, a nice casual content. I don't mind it, you know. Something that's fairly chill, worthwhile. Stuff like monthly quest used to be at some point. You know, where there's a little bit of challenge, but, you know, whatever. I like the Eternity of Pain type fights. Can't believe that tweeted. What are the new champions, by the way? Yeah, that is the next video that I'm making. the idea of fun and, you know, highlighting the decisions in like last year Kabam's making. Dracula and Frankencastle? Alright, cool. Damn, Discord? Alright, thanks. Frankencastle sounds so cool. So it doesn't sound too bad. I know there will be some people who are not happy with it. Alright, so I'm gonna check it out later. I'm gonna make a video of it after this. Frankencastle, another Punisher. The skill champion. There's Berserk, there's Undying. I don't know. We'll see. But is Lizard? No Lizard though. Dracula is Mystic. I wonder if Dracula... Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and listen out very carefully here. I wonder if Dracula is gonna be a Mystic Defender with a Wade. Genuine. I'm just, you know... I'm thinking... Yeah, it would be so funny if Dracula... No, what in the world makes you speculate? I don't know, it's just a hunch. But it's just a wild hunch, buddy. Like, no reason in particular. No reason. The heck, huh? So they meant to be boss summon game, huh? Well, and like, again, this is not meant to be a personal jab. But the way I look at any player that has been hired by Kabam in any capacity is like, to me, in my head, I just don't believe them. You know, I completely disregard their opinions or religion. I don't believe them when they say that a champion is amazing. I don't believe them when they talk about why or how Kabam made specific decisions. I don't believe them. Like, you know, obviously I do believe them when they say like, okay, so this champion is going to be a good 9.3 boss counter or some stuff like that. You know, when they make a guide, something like that. But even like on the new champion releases, like every new fucking champion is like, oh my god, it's like fucking insane and shit stuff. You know, great. Just like, and that is how we get like Jubilee is the fucking god tier and stuff like that. And especially now that goes kind of further with more content creators having those codes. that is just another thing that makes me believe less specific people. But especially the people who are hired by Kabam, whose paycheck depends that they do not piss off whoever, you know, is in charge of them. I just don't believe them. At all. So, as far as it goes with Kabam hiring the players, I can't see a single positive thing that has come out of it. I'm not talking specifically about MSD, I'm talking in general. I'm talking about opinions of, you know, DLL or Mics or MSDs or anybody who gets a paycheck from Kabam. I don't believe them. A bit conspiratorial? Okay, explain to me, Stonehacker. What is conspiratorial? Like, which part of that was conspiratorial? Because, like, okay, because there's like literally nothing that would be called conspiracy. It's just saying that, in my opinion, like, you know, I believe them less or I don't believe them at all as a direct result of them getting paid by that. Is referring to the letter, by the way. I mean, of course. And it's not that... There are several reasons for it, by the way. One is unconscious bias. And a great example here would be, for instance, I don't know, a random drunk gets arrested, you know, in a party for, you know, getting in a fight and being drunk. And you're gonna read that article, and you're gonna automatically think, okay, what a stupid ass person, what a cunt, you know, whatever.
We love you.
So you're gonna automatically think, you know, that guy's, you know, either dumb or bad or a loser or whatever. You're gonna have immediately plenty of justifiably negative opinion about the guy if you don't know him. But then it turns out that guy's your, like, brother, and then you're gonna be like, oh, but he said, you know, he's on a rough streak, he just broke up and stuff like that. And both of those things, you know, all of those things could be true at the same time. But the fact is, you will look at somebody that you have a familiar or close relationship with much more nuance and much more tolerance, and you're gonna find justifications for their behavior and so on and so forth, just for the matter of fact that you have a personal relationship with that. Right? So it's not that they explicitly choose to go out and lie often. It's more so that they are more inclined to look at things, you know, much more in favor of Kabam. If, you know, that is effectively how they are able to feed their families, put a roof on their head. And I'm not saying even that's like a bad thing to them, it's just the way human brain works. So that alone, you know, makes me believe them less, because they are like as biased as you can fucking be. And then obviously there are the past examples that even with or without money, we have like plenty of these content creators creating videos titled as like, oh, fucking Ragnargod is destroying the entire game, when he still obviously sucked. Or like Jubilee is the new mutant god and all that stuff. So that is the other thing, because, you know, they have a very, 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 very long track record of being full of it for one reason or another. And it's not up to me to figure out exactly why they are the way they are, but it is entirely in my purview to decide whether I find them credible and I believe them and I take their opinions. DLL is... And here, again, DLL, I don't know him as a guy. Like, and as I just explained, I can completely understand his, you know, desire to defend his company, his paycheck, his work, his opinions. I do, however, think a lot of the things that he says are utter bullshit. Which I'm sure he thinks about me as well. But, you know, I'm okay with that. I don't lose sleep over what they think of me. Sure, most content creators understand the meta. Maybe the content is just looking at underused champions and rotating them as underrated for content, which I don't mind. Look where we go. Again, I do kind of mind, like, because they're unrealistic in those videos. Because realistically, when you're looking at these champions do not exist in vacuum. These champions exist in competition with each other. These champions compete for our time, our attention, our resources, our money. And it is, you know, in my opinion, you know, my duty as somebody who discusses them and answers and guides or tries to help people to give the most accurate and the most correct answers. And try to quantify the quality as objective as I can, you know, which is a better rank up, you know, and all that type of stuff. Or like, is this champion really good? Because even for newer players, would I switch up? I probably wouldn't take the job. Or like, no, I wouldn't. Like, I wouldn't take the job under the conditions that, you know, they seem to exist for other people. Only way I would potentially accept a job from Kabam is if I could say whatever I want. If I could, you know, work for them and they do something stupid and I could have a stream saying that I think it's fucking stupid, I disagree with every single ounce of it, I think it is, you know, evil, dishonest, and, you know, you should not stand for it. If I would be allowed to say things like that whilst working for them, maybe. But if I wouldn't be allowed to say those things, nah, I wouldn't want to work for them. Like, I would never want, I would never be able to do this, for instance. Once I know. Whoever, I don't even know who made this Kabam pinwheel. I would never, ever, ever be able to do what Kabam pinwheel did here. Like, if Kabam would ask me to make a post like that, I couldn't do it. This is just gaslighting. It's so full of shit. Like, I would not do that. That is genuinely lying to tens of thousands of people. So I would not do that. To be fair, Pinwheel's clueless. I mean, fair enough, but... we need to change the Dracula's away text to elude. I mean, like, now they don't need to do that. Because now there's no ensnare on Spider-Man. And thank you, by the way, the guy who plays. I was just passionately discussing something that... Reach, we love you. Thanks, buddy. Blizzard in November then? Really? Are you sure about that? Oh, Caroline Dean? No, like everybody like on my stream immediately called it out. That guy effectively, you know, made himself pension snare to gaslight problem solved. Likes kind of insane, but you people getting mad. Well, yeah. Knew I wasn't tripping? You weren't tripping about what? Like, my lawyer looked really sweet. I couldn't, like... Again, like... I don't... I mean, here's the thing. It's not like I also, like, I try to be, like, fair with the things that I say. Like, I don't want, like, even, like, DLL as well. But I as much as I can, I want to specify that I don't know him. And I think it's, you know, some of the things that he say, I think is natural. That he's trying to defend his paycheck and the company who pays it. And his own work. And his own stance. And I think that's fine. And I really don't like bad-mouthing other content creators either, because you know, we are different people, we do think and behave differently and look at the world differently, and what's the best way to put it? I wish them all the best in life, all except one specific Canadian guy, which is not Legacy, by the way. I just find a lot of what some people do, think, or say wrong. To me. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand how it came to try and bash like Lags or anybody else in particular. I don't quite like that. Because again, you know, unless we like hit, what's the best way to put it? I would gladly discuss anything that anyone has said or done. But I will not, you know, gladly kind of just crap on a person. Who's this Canadian guy? Ah, that's all then left in the past, but it should stay. There was one particularly nasty piece of work that happened to be born in Canada, that for whatever reason really hated me. Oh, the guy was just a dickhead. That's like the one person, or one of the very few people from MCO community that I could not care less about, as in like what happens to him. I think literally like the only guy who would be like completely apathetic towards to like any extent. Dracula Franken Castle confirmed. Yep, we'll make a video after this. Yeah, I do feel like that's kind of the thing as well. Not necessarily I want to, because this is purely conspiratorial. But the way YT user was able to call out exactly what's going to happen with boycott started by one of the people in the community was kind of very eerie. It was like very eerie. Anybody remember that boycott Titan Crystal happy everybody situation? And as soon as that first like boycott video came out, YT user to a T, he said exactly what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a video, maybe another one. Kabam's gonna send out like a compensation and address it in the post, and then that's gonna be all. So I wouldn't put. So I'm not saying that I'm convinced that that's the case. Or that I know for sure that that is what happened. Because I don't. But that situation immediately again made me disregard another person and another person's opinion. You know, wish them all the best in the world, but not a single thing that I do in my life or not a single video that I make on this channel will ever again be a reference to or as a result of what that person has. Again, all the best to him, but after that it's just one of those things where, you know, I don't watch it, I don't care, you know, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. That's his. I have no interest on crapping on the guy. I have no interest in any beef, stuff like that. It's just that don't care. The previous boycott. The previous boycott that lasted up until Kabam gave a Titan Crystal to some people. And for the most part, this kind of like the thing is more comfortable. This type of attitude makes me more comfortable as well, where, you know, I just mind my business. Other people can do what they want. What coffee? I like fairly strong with a little bit of sugar or no sugar, but I do like it with milk. In most cases. Some coffee I like without milk. It really depends. A lot of the generate money from this game to waste in other games. Yeah, that has been long the case. Brand? Not telling you. We're gonna leave that there. Let's go to the Iron Man arena. Oh, you mean that those tobacco pouches, those nicotine pouches that you put like under your lip or something like that? I tried them once. My ex-girlfriend used to do accounting for like a big company that dealt with all of that stuff, and we got a whole bunch of for free. And those Zin or whatever things, I kind of had like a very aggressive reaction to it. Like it immediately made me uncomfortable, and I started like gagging, and it's like, and it started like inkling me a lot. And I tried like twice, and both times the same thing happened. Like I tried 2 different ones, and I haven't tried them again. So I don't know exactly what's with that, but yeah, when I put them in my mouth, I generally just kind of started gagging, and it really felt uncomfortable. Kabam responded to the backlash. Well, let's take a look. Nope. Kabam. Where is that Kabam? I always miss that picture. Nope. Nope. David. Kabam has not posted anything new. That is correct. Yes. I barely remember the craziness of CGR. Like, if Spider-Woman is getting nerfed, how did CGR survive? CGR lit up so many people. So many champs got destroyed by this baby. Oh yeah, CGR was nerfed. I completely forgot about that. I'm surprised he didn't get nerfed again, I suppose, then. But yeah, CGR did get nerfed. It's a fun fact not many people know these days, probably. If you take a look at CGR's deep dive, a whole bunch of gameplay in that video, CGR is stronger than he is in the game. Because Kabam did significantly reduce his armor break potency, and they increased his fatal, the damnation thingy duration, so you can't loop as many armor breaks. Because previously armor breaks are still as long, but that duration of that damnation thingy was shorter, so you could stack up more armor breaks, and the armor breaks were more potent before that. There's hidden reason behind it, and we'll know it when we see it. And yeah, I mean, again, the current, let's say, theory that CGR content creator quit recently, I don't know. I don't care for that guy. That guy was another one of those Looney Tune characters. I think he, like, I'm quite sure he like blocked me on Twitter, even though I never tweeted at him. but it was like as a response to me saying that I don't give a shit about Pride Month or something like that. And I never spoke with him, like, on Twitter. And he just fucking blocked me. He was like a definition of, you know, crazy liberal. What's the theory you were going to mention? The theory is, and I need to check the video, but I have a suspicion that it's gonna be either Dracula or a champion within 2 months, but it could possibly be Dracula. I need to take a look at his kit, but Dracula could be a potent mystic defender within a Wade. That is the current theory. That is completely not based in any secret information. Is, you know, one of those things that you know, I think would be incredibly funny, but at the same time I could see that happening. You know what I mean? That's all right. Well, there is one major difference. Hercules isn't as potent defender. But you could destroy a 7-star Hercules. I tried Omega Sentinel? Or, oh no, did I? I think I did. In theory, I think I am using her actually. I need to double check. But, you know, in theory she works, yeah. So Mike actually responded in forum. He said he has nothing to say. Oh, all of a sudden they have nothing to say. I mean, figures. When? I actually haven't used Hurricane like forever outside of anything but arenas. They'll do as they wish, of course they will. But again, like, they can always do as they wish. But every action that they're making has consequences. And again, this is one of those things that already has cost them money, regardless of what they decide to do as an answer. And if they just let it be, it is going to cost them even more money. And that is just the reality. No, because based, like, whether they adjust to change Spider-Man or not, there are already people who have cancelled the sigil, left the game, you know, chosen to spend at least a season or several seasons or foreseeable future in lower rank alliances and either just go completely casual or stop playing altogether. Even if they fix it now, there'll be plenty of people who don't go back to spending or don't come back to playing at all. And there's nothing that they can do about it right now. Already. And that is the type of thing that happens, but every time they do something incredibly stupid. You know, like basically, you know, I can guarantee you that, you know, top 30 prestige caused fair few people to leave or take a step back or give up on spending altogether. Because for a lot of more active people and spenders that, you know, for instance, like to play this game competitively, you try to get as much as you can with as little spending as possible. And previously, it felt like you got majority of the benefit as long as you kind of prepared for this, you know, Cyber Weekend, July 4th, and a bit on Banquet. And then came the spring cleaning, and then came that. And like, as every year progresses, you have to spend more and more money to kind of like maintain your position in a sense. And with every stupid thing Kabam does, there are more and more people who give up. Who, for instance, what's the best way to put it? Who previously tried to spend to keep up with the top of the game players as much as they could, and then they realized like, fuck, I have spent like, you know, I don't know, $5,000 this year on the game, and I'm still falling behind just because I haven't spent $10,000. Bro, 1 second. Don't spend a lot. I can imagine a whale that spend a lot of volume to. You know. Who was studying read about, bro? Like, what am I supposed to read about? What did I miss? One second. Gifted. No. I beat his leader in PGs and he was a good sport about it. Well, good job, Gifted. Good job. I remember, yeah, exactly. I used to have one of the 100 biggest accounts in the game. Because, you know, I played all the content, I collected all the champions, 4 stars and 3 stars, and I ranked them all up, and I ranked up all the 5 stars as much as I could, and so on and so forth. And, you know, every big sale, I was there. And then it's just impossible. It really is. Are you a Silker Modok? I Evo for prestige. Silk for usability. Silk for usability probably. Or save it. The Bakchi. Yeah, Kate is 2.5 in damage, Destroyer is 4. Also, Destroyer and Werewolf by Night are both 4 out of 5 defenders, but like Lumatrix is like 3. I just checked. Yeah, the funny thing is, like, when I check forums, you can see the discussions, shows the recent post. Where is reviewing attacks? Oh, wait, 1 second. No. There's categories. It's not categories that you go. Like, where does it show you the recent discussions? Or whatever else it is. Fuck, this is start on discussions. Is it discussions? Or where does it show the most recent post? Your quick links sidebar? Where's the quick links? Recent posts. Okay. Plans for an update in reward correction balance. No, that's not. Whatever. I don't know. Sometimes it like pops up with the most recent things that people are talking about, and it's just absolutely abysmal for Kabam there. Anyways, go and engage with player base, generating half-heard question for the mods. Goodbye Kabam. Spider-Woman deep dive. Anything new champions. Time to update weekly website crystal. Another Spider-Man solution. Justice for Spider-Man. It's all about that, and they're not answering. I mean, that's another one of those things. I was speaking quite vehemently against the rebalance program, whilst most of the content creators were like, ah, it's fine, it makes sense, it's only logical and stuff like that. Like, I was strongly against the rebalance program from the very beginning, with a very big part of the argument being that, do your fucking beta testing then. It's like, we are not your fucking beta testers. You know, because they have a set timeline in which they design a champion, test it, release it, right? I was saying increase that timeline. Take another 2 or 3 months to test it and start working on the champions, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever months earlier. Because it's like, it is not, and it should not be up to us to test whether the champion that you have released is in fact balanced. That's not, you know, player base's duty. And the second big argument is that we pay money for that shit. Like, and yeah, when you criticize, you probably had all the why are you complaining, it's not even happening, just wait and see. Yeah, pretty much a lot of that and many other stupid arguments. This is gonna be a shitty ass fight. This is not a great matchup. Wait, let's test something. And yeah, and it would be another thing if that rebalance program had worked in the favor of the player. But here is another one of the things that I said and specifically talked about why I'm against a rebalance program. Was champion buffs almost never matter. The nerfs always do. And to explain that, we can take a look at tuned up champions, for instance. A 2025 tuned up champion. Like, okay, Falcon hasn't gotten a 2024 tuned up champions. Who got a tune up? It was great. Pillar Sable. Okay, it kind of mattered, but it's not like she's a relevant meta champion, right? I mean, it made her better, for sure, but it made her from shit to decently good. Northstar got tuned up. Has that mattered at all? No. She's better now, but it's not like, you know, everybody's rushing to rank her up. The point I'm getting to is Silver Sable was one of the better tune-ups that they did. And even that has affected very few people, because very few people actively use that. Northstar got tuned up and nobody could give less of a shit about it. Patriot waited a year for that tune-up, nobody gives a shit about it. Right? And that is the point of tune-ups basically almost never matter, and even when they do, they make somebody from complete shit to usable. Not one tune-up since like Shuri, I'd say, has made a champion into a solid high-tier champion. Like Spider-Punk's tune-up. Like, how many of you know that Spider-Punk got tuned up? He did get a tune-up. He's not exactly, you know. Every nerf mattered. You know the playlist. YT user can provide you with the playlist. Is he still here? YT user made it. Because I do have a downloaded file. Exactly. Tune-ups don't tend to make a difference because they make very shit champions into either somewhat shit champions or mid champions. Every nerf matters a lot. And that was one of my arguments against the rebalance program as well. Because every time they do nerf a champion, regardless of how they call it, like in Mallman's case, you know, a bug fix, for instance, it mattered a lot. It took Mallman from like top 3, top 5 skill champion in the game to, you know, maybe top 10. Thank you, Southside. That's like the big thing as well. Like Spider-Woman. Everybody who has Spider-Woman, or almost everybody, has ranked her up, uses her a lot. Hardly anyone who has Patriot did rank him up before or afterwards. You know what I mean? That is why tune-ups hardly ever matter. But nerfs always do, without fail. Demo's bug fix tune up. Well, was it a tune up or a tune down? I didn't even pay attention to what happened to Zemo then, to be honest. You know, for sure. What changed for Zemo? Yeah, rank down tickets to me don't mean shit though as well. Because again, at no case scenario, I want a rank down ticket of a champion that I loved. That means that the champion is kind of irrelevant now. You know what I mean? It's like right now, getting a rank down ticket for Spider-Woman, I wouldn't be happy about that. Because I can get some of the materials invested back. It's not like it's not like they're gonna give me my 6 stones back, for instance. It's not like they will give me my units back if I chased her in the Valiant crystals and stuff like that. It's not like they're gonna give me a cash back if I bought offers specifically trying to pull her. Because, you know, because rank down tickets never give you everything back. They don't give you your cash back. They don't, you know, they can't go back in time and change the motivations of why you opened specific crystals and so on and so forth. That's one thing. The second thing is, they're still not gonna give me my champion back, you know. I'm still gonna be left without the version of the champion that I like. So, like, Spider-Man gets nerfed, I get a rank down ticket, you know. The truth is, I don't know if she's going to be bad enough to warrant her ranking down. I would 100% do that immediately and then kind of see where she lands. And even if I would eventually rank her up, it would still feel shit to use her. Like right now, for instance, I have a rank 3 Mole Man, and it sucks to use him. Like, just about every time I use Mole Man, I don't feel happy about it. Like, I remember how good Mole Man was and how much fun I had with, you know, before the bug fix. And I have ranked up Mole Man since, because of like specific Alliance War matchups, and I basically got asked, well, it was one of the rank ups that our Alliance needed for Alliance War, and I was like, ah, fuck it, I'll do it. And now when I use Mole Man, it's just kind of empty. You know, it feels significantly more shit than it should. Even if he is a half decent champion. And he's not bad. Not great, he's not bad. Like, when I'm running Recall Masteries, I still currently use Mole Man for my AQ paths. Because, you know, he handles recalls quite well. And, I have, like, the polka dot power lanes and stuff. Oh, no, I'm gonna lose Yelena. And, on my lanes, I have a Spider-Woman fight. Yeah? Sorry, not Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen fight. Every time I do that fight, it reminds me what could have been. Like, of what was. Because previously, I could have done that fight very, very fast, right? I could have, you know, running recalls, dropped one heavy attack, triggered the frenzy, dropped another heavy attack, and just going for the nuke, and I would have an evade counter with me. Now, in order to do that fight well, I slog it out without the frenzy, and hardly ever crit, and hardly ever bleeds, and the damage is shit. And every time I do that fight with Mole Man, it just feels shit. So, rank down ticket never fixed that for me. You know what I mean? Just like it would not fix Spider-Woman's situation. If they nerf Spider-Woman, rank down ticket ain't gonna help it feel less shit. It's still gonna feel incredibly shit. Because I might get, you know, some of the resources back that I have invested in Spider-Man. Oh no. Oh no. Frankenstein looks shit. It's Franken Castle, it's not Frankenstein. Alright. Ain't that the truth? And I guess I need to go and make some videos. But before I go, I guess James is no longer here, right? Or is he? Whoops. Because we do need to add somebody to the sheet. Right, but... Wait, who did... Oh, James won the Diablo. Right? Yeah, well, he was bugged for like 2 years. James is a very sick individual. That is true. And Bastion? Never. Oh, look at that. Yay. I mean, I got a refill. Not too long ago. That would have been goated. Hey, I'm not claiming it. So yeah, like I just pop them like whatever. Like there's like 3 pulls that would be good, and there are some that are like, alright, that's fine. Basic science crystals, I just don't care about. Like I don't have Punisher 2099, I believe, but I don't be that fussed about it. And I don't have Hood. Love to do Kindred as well, but besides that, it's kind of like whatever. And yeah, and that is also kind of like a direct result of so many champions not getting added to the base crystal, and champions getting added to base crystal very, very late. Yeah, because new champion gets added like 9 months later to the basic crystal, which is not great. And then there are a whole bunch of champs that just don't exist in the base. Dracula's coming? Yeah, we know. We know. One second. Oh, Frankencastle, Dracula. Fine. We used to have 3 months difference. It does something like that, I think. That was, by the way, one more of those things. When Kabam announced Titan Crystals, I was 100% against it. Imagine a world where you could use 7-star shards for Titan Crystals. You'd have to spend like, regular crystal is 15k shards and the Titan Crystal would be like 25k shards or something. Which crystals would you be opening? There was like one more of those things. Where I said it's a very anti-player move. Still need to start writing these down. And 4, and ever since he's been getting banned in BG. Oh yeah, I banned Kindreds as well. Very good. How long before Tiger comes in basic? Well, nobody knows. Alright. Match spreadsheet. I guess we're adding Diablo, right? Nobody overruled Jamesy. So Diablo it is. As you guys wish. Before I start, I'm gonna put an autoplay on daily quest. Because I can't miss a day. 15 units after all. That is another anti-player change. I have missed like 4 days already. Like from the dailies. Because, you know, there are just times you don't remember it. I'm not setting like some sort of reminders for a fucking daily quest. Ah, whatever. Diablo. Da 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 dam dam da dam dam dam. Oh, you can't miss a day, bro. Oh, I mean, it is genuinely annoying me that I have missed like 60 or whatever units because I don't always remember to do that quest every day. It's not end of the world, but it's just annoying. It's definitely not, you know, making me feel better about this entire thing. Oh, that's better. Yes, I did see the new champions tonight. It's not for units, it's mandatory units. Yeah, basically. Alright, so anyways. Who's the Diablo expert here? We need... This is a yes. This is a no. Dark Phoenix is a yes. This is a no because poison immune. Nova is a yes. Maestro is a no because poison immune. Not off to a great start. Okay. Zola is a no because poison immune. Sentinel is a no because poison immune. Red Skull is a yes. He's quite decent. Stalwark is a no. Energy damage poison immune. Shocker is kind of a yes. All do is unblock. Somewhat decent, I think it did. I think it would take a while. That's all gonna be really annoying there. It's not too bad to be honest, because you can punish his level 1s and he doesn't auto block there. Yeah, it's typically fine. The players of the Wars game community. I don't think MCOC like I have heard such horrible things about some anime communities as well as Minecraft community and a few others. So I think MCOC community is a mixed bag. There are cons everywhere in every community, but overall, most of you are alright. So spam is a no, right? Or somewhat. The thing that nullify there is quite painful. Is Fam a yes or somewhat? I think it's a yes, to be honest. Just don't use the nullify ability. You'll find. No? Yeah, there, just don't use the nullify thingy and let stuff expire naturally. Yeah, I wanted to say it. And this one is a no because there was too weird. Oh, there you go. There you go. So skill. Bullseye is a no. ELN is a no. No to fan. Are you sure without the nullify pre-fight? Okay. Okay, fine, no. That's fine. Lumatrix is a yes. He's not poison immune. Tuma, I can go ahead with a no. Torg is a yes, you can actually do that fight relatively well. Nick Fury is somewhat. Is that correct? I guess that's fine. That is yes, there's no reason why not. No, automatic. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead. Okay, so I use Diablo for 2 more. Okay. So I get special 3. And how much damage you end up with? Fine, I'm gonna give you somewhat of that then. Nico is a yes. No reason not to join Nico. Rinter is a yes. You can do that fight reasonably well. Onslaught, who knows Onslaught? I think Jean's probably fine-ish. Domino is like a no, that would not be great. Gentle is a yes. Captain Britain is a no, I believe. Photon is definitely a no. Modok is a yes. There's nothing really stopping you there. I'm gonna give it somewhat high evolutionary. I'm gonna go ahead with no. Thing is actually a yes. Nothing stopping you from killing a thing. Missing it for Onslaught. I don't know how he does against Onslaught. I think it would be fairly shit. But I'm gonna go ahead with no. Quite sure it would be fairly shit because it's a long ass level 1. Not an easy parry. There are no buffs involved. Thing is decent. Yeah, I think thing is fine. I think this about works that out. Yeah, and Diablo did not do great. It's the reliance on poison. That's why he can't do many matchups. He does like some of the most useful ones. He does the most important ones, like Dark Phoenix and Serpent. He's definitely not very versatile. He nuke what? Devil doesn't really nuke much unless there's... Alright. I'll give you a nuke on Dark Phoenix. Kind of nuke. It was... Fine. I'll let you slide with that one. Diablo really benefits from recalls? Yep. That he does. Ideal master setup for Diablo is recalls and max MD. Man can be a menace then. Just one of James, you not play MCOC anymore. You should ask how good on the list. Well, James it, choose it, James it, get it. Anonymous. Okay. So just a reminder. So here is that sheet. Ta-da. And see you later, guys. Bye bye. Yeah, you also. We do need another mutant. Hello there, guys, and welcome back